You ever look at a landscape and just feel good? You know, that sense of peace or maybe excitement, just this deep, quiet satisfaction? It's a feeling we all know, but where does it actually come from? Well, we're going to dig into the hidden science behind why some views just feel so right. Okay, take a look at this. You've got a sunny meadow, a little winding path, some trees off in the distance. For most of us, looking at this just feels calm. But what's really going on here isn't just you appreciating a pretty picture. Your brain is actually running a super complex, ancient program to give you that feeling. So what is that program? So first thing you gotta know is this isn't just about your personal taste. I mean, all across the world, different cultures, different continents, humans are drawn to really similar kinds of landscapes. And that shared experience, that points to something way deeper, something that's literally wired into our DNA.
And that something? It all comes down to one word: survival. At its very core, your brain is just an incredibly sophisticated survival machine. The part of your mind that decides, ooh, that's beautiful, is heavily, heavily influenced by the exact same instincts that kept our ancestors alive thousands and thousands of years ago.
To really get this, we need to dive into a couple of key evolutionary ideas that explain this powerful connection between scenery and survival. Let's start with the first one, which is all about having a good vantage point. It's called the prospect refuge theory. And yeah, I know, it sounds a little academic, but trust me, the idea behind it is brilliantly simple. We feel the safest and most comfortable in places that give us a clear, open view, that's the prospect, while also giving us a place to hide or take shelter nearby, and that's the refuge. Let's just jump back to that first image because it is the perfect example. The open meadow, that's your prospect. You can see for miles. And the trees on the edge, that's your refuge, a place to duck into if you need to. Your ancient brain processes that combination almost instantly and sends up a signal. Hey, this is a good spot. We're safe here. And you can see how this would be a massive evolutionary advantage, right? Prospect let our ancestors spot resources, like maybe some food, or spot threats, like a predator. Refuge gave them a safe place to escape to, and that winding path, it doesn't just look nice. It kind of hints that there's more to discover just around the bend, but in a way that feels safe, not too exposed. All right, so safety is a huge piece of the puzzle, but it's only half the story. It's not just about avoiding danger, it's also about finding life. And this brings us to the second major piece of this whole thing, our biological, almost magnetic attraction to nature itself. This idea is known as the biophilia hypothesis. Biophilia, it literally means love of life. The theory basically says that we have this innate, built-in tendency to connect with nature and other living things. It's just a fundamental part of who we are as human beings. And what's the single most powerful, universal signal for life? You guessed it, green. I mean, look at this scene. That lush, vibrant green isn't just a color. To our subconscious, it's a giant billboard that says, this place is fertile. It means there's water, there's food, and that life is absolutely thriving here. So, the key takeaway here is that when you look at a landscape, your brain, without you even realizing it, is scanning for these vital signs. Is the land fertile? Is there water? Can we see plants and animals around? A landscape that checks all those boxes gets a big, enthusiastic thumbs up from our ancient programming. Okay, so we know our brain is checking for safety and for signs of life. But what about the specific feeling a scene gives you? You know, why does one landscape feel super energizing while another one feels deeply calming? Well, the answer is often in the subtle language of light and color. All right, check this out. We've got two scenes side by side. On the left, a bright sunny day. On the right, a quiet sunset over the water. Both are obviously beautiful, but they feel completely different, don't they? One feels like a burst of energy, and the other feels more like a gentle, quiet sigh. And you can really see the difference when you break it down like this. The scene on the left, that's high energy. Bright daylight, big, open blue sky. It feels invigorating, full of possibility. But the scene on the right, with that soft twilight and those warm sunset colors, totally low energy. It's calming. It makes you want to be quiet and just reflect. So why is that sunset so calming? Well, there's a science to it. The soft, warm light of dusk actually signals our body to wind down. It reduces our alertness. And that strong, stable, horizontal line of the horizon, our brains find that incredibly reassuring.
Plus, the gentle movement of reflections on water can be almost hypnotic, It just quiets the mind.
So we have these deep, ancient preferences for certain kinds of nature. That's all fascinating. But so what? What does that actually mean for us today, living in a world that often looks totally different? Why does any of this matter?
This is really the heart of it. We are basically running ancient software on modern hardware. Our DNA, our brains, our bodies, they're all still operating on these survival instincts honed over millennia, always looking for safety, resources, and life. But our world, it's increasingly made of concrete, steel, and screens. It's a fundamental mismatch.
And this disconnect, well, it has some pretty real consequences. Studies show that most of us spend over 90% of our time indoors. And this separation from the very environments we're programmed to crave can lead to more stress and a lower sense of well-being. But by understanding why we're drawn to nature, we can be way more intentional about seeking out the places that really calm and restore us.
And here's the good news. It doesn't take some epic trip to the wilderness. Seriously, even just a few minutes looking at a scene like this, or even better, actually being in one, can measurably lower your stress hormones, boost your mood, and sharpen your focus. It's like this powerful, super accessible antidote to the pressures of modern life.
So, that feeling you get from a beautiful view, it's not just some random, fluffy emotion. It's your ancient brain telling you that you found a place of safety, a place of life, a place of restoration. The only question left is, where are you going to find your landscape today?